Mine's Reeves. You remember mine, because I'm going to remember yours.
Good morning.
Yes it is, isn't it?
This has gone far enough.
I know it looks bad, Mom, but Cindy will...
The 1970s were a golden era for experimentation on American television, but not every show hit the mark. While iconic series thrived, countless others fell flat, struggling with low ratings, poor reception, or ill-timed concepts. From high-concept comedies to ambitious dramas, networks rolled out programs that audiences quickly abandoned. Some shows were canceled after just a few episodes, while others limped through a single, forgettable season. So, join us as we explore the 25 forgotten TV shows from the 1970s that failed miserably. In 1979, NBC pulled out all the stops with Supertrain, a futuristic drama set aboard a luxurious, high-speed train spanning the United States. The series boasted opulent sets, elaborate miniatures, and a massive budget, making it one of the most expensive productions in television history. Despite the glitz and ambition, viewers were not captivated by the melodramatic plots or ensemble cast, which failed to create engaging storylines amid the extravagant visuals.
These are not on the house, sir. These are on me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I haven't told you this, but I know your husband.
Critics often cited the series as style over substance, and the enormous production costs could not be justified by the ratings. NBC canceled Supertrain after just 9 episodes, leaving it remembered today as one of the most infamous and ambitious TV flops of the 1970s. Supertrain struggled to maintain viewers despite its futuristic luxury. Could the smaller-scale comedy of Mr. T and Tina fare any better? Attempting to capitalize on the popularity of multicultural sitcoms, Mr. T and Tina starred Pat Morita as the quirky Japanese-American protagonist navigating life with his American girlfriend.
Good luck in Chicago, shorty.
Unfortunately, the show faced backlash for its stereotypical portrayals of Asian characters and clumsy humor that failed to resonate with audiences. Despite Morita's charm and comedic skills, the series struggled to find a consistent audience and was criticized for shallow writing. ABC canceled the show after only 5 episodes, making it one of the shortest-lived sitcoms of the decade. Today, Mr. T and Tina is remembered as a flawed early attempt at diversity on television, notable more for its controversy than its comedy. Amidst the booming era of family sitcoms, the Texas Wheelers attempted to capture viewers with its story of a dysfunctional family in rural Texas, featuring future stars Mark Hamill and Gary Busey. While the show had comedic potential and an appealing cast, it struggled to compete against established programs in its time slot. Critics noted that its humor and storylines failed to consistently engage audiences.
I'll get mine too. Why is everybody getting their coat all of a sudden?
Well, I don't want you feeling guilty about spending all that money on yourself. What kind of a father do you think I am, letting you hang out with all that guilt?
And the series' rural charm was overshadowed by more polished network offerings. ABC canceled the Texas Wheelers after only 8 episodes. Despite its brief run, the show is remembered by fans of Hamill and Busey as a rare glimpse at their early careers and 1970s television experimentation. Designed as a star vehicle for Karen Valentine, Karen followed the life of a liberal lobbyist in Washington, D.C., attempting to blend political comedy with social commentary. While Valentine delivered a charming performance, the series struggled with uneven writing and failed to attract a sizable audience. Critics argued that the show's humor and storylines were predictable.
What's that sound?
What sound?
That moaning. Seems like it's coming from the den. What's going on in there?
Oh, that's Mimi.
And the political backdrop did not resonate with viewers in an era dominated by lighter family sitcoms. ABC canceled the series after 13 episodes, and it faded quickly from public memory. Today, Karen is primarily remembered for Valentine's performance and as a 1970s example of a network's ambitious but ultimately unsuccessful attempt to combine comedy with political storytelling. Following the enormous success of Three's Company, ABC attempted to capitalize on The Ropers, a spin-off chronicling the lives of landlords Stanley and Helen Roper after their departure from the apartment complex. While the characters had been fan favorites, the show struggled to replicate the chemistry and humor of the original series.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not. I saw him plain as anything. He was looking in our bedroom window and yawning.
Storylines often felt forced, relying on the Ropers' quirks rather than fresh comedic situations, and the series lacked the ensemble energy that made Three's Company a hit. Despite decent initial curiosity from viewers, ratings quickly declined. ABC canceled The Ropers after 2 seasons. Today, it is remembered as one of the more prominent failed spin-offs of the 1970s, illustrating that success in a parent show doesn't guarantee a new series. In a bold attempt to combine comedy and science fiction, Holmes and Yo-Yo paired a detective with a highly intelligent robot partner tasked with crime solving. While the concept was innovative, audiences found the premise too gimmicky and the execution awkward. The robotic antics, meant to be humorous, often felt clunky.
Alex, il faut absolument retrouver ce chien. Il est facile de comprendre que ce chien a été entraîné à ça. Ce qu'il faut retrouver, c'est la personne qui a dressé le chien. C'est ce que je pense également, mais le seul moyen...
And the storylines failed to deliver consistent laughs. Despite a talented cast, the series struggled to find a coherent tone between slapstick comedy and crime procedural elements. ABC canceled the show after a single season. Today, Holmes and Yo-Yo is remembered as a curious relic of 1970s television experimentation, notable for its ambitious, if ultimately flawed, blending of genres. As Holmes and Yo-Yo stumbled, would the amateur sleuthing of the Snoop sisters capture audience interest? The Snoop sisters showcase the charm of Helen Hayes and Mildred Natwick as elderly amateur detectives solving mysteries with wit and sophistication. The series aimed to blend lighthearted comedy with suspenseful storytelling, relying heavily on the actresses' performances and clever dialogue. However, the show struggled to attract a younger audience and faced competition from more dynamic programs of the era.
On them out slopes, huh?
No, Barney. Champagne at 30,000 feet. Oh, that's odd.
While critics appreciated Hayes and Natwick's chemistry and the cozy, elegant atmosphere, the series did not achieve strong ratings. NBC canceled it after 1 season. Today, the Snoop sisters is largely forgotten, surviving primarily in discussions of early television mysteries and as a testament to the appeal of veteran stars in leading roles. Attempting to capture the irreverent energy of youth, Co-Ed Fever was a sitcom set in a college dormitory, featuring a mix of teen antics, dorm hijinks, and social comedy. However, the series was widely criticized for its uninspired humor, cliched characters, and lack of originality.
Can't believe it! Men on campus! In the bookstore, on the tennis courts, snoozing in the library.
I know, Sandy. It feels so...
Drawing unfavorable comparisons to other college-themed shows. Viewers found it shallow, and the storylines failed to engage beyond superficial gags. CBS canceled the series after just 1 season, marking it as one of the quickest 1970s flops. Today, Co-Ed Fever is mostly remembered as a failed attempt to tap into collegiate comedy trends, notable for its brief run and inability to resonate with audiences. In an era when supernatural powers were rarely the focus of sitcoms, The Girl with Something Extra attempted to combine romance, comedy, and telekinesis, starring Sally Field as a young woman whose psychic abilities create both humorous and awkward situations. While Field brought charisma and charm, the series struggled to balance its fantastical premise with relatable comedy. Episodes often relied on contrived scenarios to showcase her powers, making it difficult for audiences to connect with the characters' struggles or romance. NBC canceled the show after a single season. Today, The Girl with Something Extra is remembered mostly for Sally Field's early career and as a quirky, ambitious 1970s sitcom that never found its footing. In 1975, Mel Brooks ventured into television with When Things Were Rotten, a short-lived comedy series that spoofed the legend of Robin Hood. The show offered Brooks' trademark satirical humor, combining slapstick, wordplay, and absurd situations as it followed Robin Hood and his merry men in medieval England. Despite Brooks' creative vision and a talented ensemble cast, the series struggled to find an audience, partly due to its niche comedic style that relied heavily on parody and farce.
Robin loves Marion. What's that?
ABC canceled the show after only 13 episodes. Today, When Things Were Rotten is remembered as a cult classic and a rare television experiment by Mel Brooks, notable for its clever writing, zany humor, and ambitious attempt to bring his irreverent comedic sensibilities to the small screen. Building on the legacy of the original Temperatures Rising hospital sitcom, this revival aimed to capture viewers with medical humor and quirky hospital staff dynamics. While the concept had potential, the new iteration struggled with inconsistent writing, lackluster performances, and a repetitive comedic formula. Episodes often failed to deliver compelling storylines, and audiences were left unimpressed compared to the original series.
On the other hand, your EKG is normal, your chest X-ray is beautiful, and your gin plan is lousy.
ABC canceled the show after 2 seasons, and it quickly faded from public memory. Today, the new Temperatures Rising show serves as an example of 1970s television revivals that failed to capture the audience's interest, notable mainly for its ambition and inability to match the original series' charm. Attempting to blend sports, comedy, and family dynamics, The Waverly Wonders followed a high school basketball coach trying to motivate a dysfunctional team. Despite a relatable premise, the series struggled with weak writing, shallow character development, and a lack of compelling humor. Critics often described the show as formulaic, with predictable outcomes that failed to engage audiences. NBC canceled it after 1 season due to poor ratings. Today, The Waverly Wonders is remembered mainly by collectors of 1970s television trivia, notable as a short-lived attempt to merge sports with sitcom storytelling that ultimately failed to find an audience or leave a lasting impact. Following the popularity of BJ and the Bear, NBC spun off the comically corrupt Sheriff Lobo into his own series. The show centered on the bumbling sheriff's adventures in Orleans County, blending slapstick humor with light crime-solving plots. While the character had been a hit as a supporting role, the series struggled to maintain viewer interest as a lead vehicle. Storylines often relied heavily on predictable gags and repetitive jokes.
Probably need her application then. What's that doing in there? Sheriff, do you think this is wise?
Failing to capture the charm that made Lobo memorable in the parent series. Despite lasting 2 seasons, ratings never stabilized, leading to its cancellation. Today, The Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo is remembered as a classic example of a spin-off that failed to live up to its original show's appeal. In the late 1970s, CBS attempted to bring Marvel's iconic web-slinger to life with The Amazing Spider-Man, starring Nicholas Hammond as Peter Parker. The series offered viewers live-action superhero adventures with moderate special effects, focusing on crime fighting in New York City. While the concept was promising, production constraints and inconsistent storytelling hindered its appeal, and the show struggled to attract a large audience. Episodes often reused plots and lacked the dynamic action of the comics, limiting excitement for fans. Despite its efforts to translate Spider-Man to television, CBS canceled the series after 2 seasons. Today, it is remembered as a nostalgic, early attempt at live-action superhero TV that paved the way for future adaptations. ABC's The Rookies captured early 1970s audiences with its portrayal of young, idealistic police officers navigating crime, danger, and personal challenges. Initially praised for its realism, character development, and balance of drama with occasional humor, the series resonated with viewers seeking contemporary procedural storytelling.
No, don't do that.
Hey, Willie, look, it's me.
However, as the years progressed, ratings began to decline, possibly due to formulaic plots and competition from emerging shows. Despite strong performances and memorable story arcs, ABC canceled the series after 4 seasons. Today, The Rookies is mostly forgotten by modern audiences, but remains noteworthy as one of the early television police dramas that helped set the template for future cop shows in the 1970s and beyond. With The Rookies canceled, could the law school intensity of The Paper Chase engage audiences differently? The Paper Chase brought viewers inside the demanding and competitive world of Harvard Law School, following the experiences of student James Hart as he navigated rigorous academics and the challenges posed by the formidable Professor Kingsfield. Praised for its realistic portrayal of legal education, sharp dialogue, and strong performances, the series earned critical acclaim.
Questioning and answering. At times, you may feel that you have found the correct...
However, its intellectual tone and niche focus on law students limited its mainstream appeal, and many viewers found the subject matter dense or inaccessible. CBS canceled the series after 4 seasons due to low ratings. Today, The Paper Chase is remembered as a smart, high-quality drama that struggled commercially, often cited as an example of critically praised shows failing to connect with a wide audience. Tackling social issues head-on, The White Shadow followed Ken Reeves, a former professional basketball player, as he coached an inner-city high school team. The series explored topics such as race, poverty, and juvenile delinquency, earning praise for its realistic approach and compelling characters. Despite its socially conscious storytelling and strong performances,
I'd like to coach you. Not interested.
the show struggled to attract a large audience. CBS canceled it after 3 seasons, leaving it as a cult favorite among viewers who appreciated its meaningful narratives and frank portrayal of urban challenges. Today, The White Shadow is remembered for combining sports drama with social commentary, demonstrating that television could tackle serious issues while still maintaining entertainment value. Starring James Garner as private investigator Jim Rockford, The Rockford Files became an iconic detective series during the 1970s, known for its witty writing, grounded storytelling, and realistic portrayal of private investigation. The show balanced humor, suspense, and character development, gaining a loyal fan base and critical acclaim. However, by the end of its 6th season,
Crazy, do you understand? You're driving me crazy, Jimmy. I can't take it anymore. Year after year after year, I'm going out of my mind. You're stupid, ridiculous.
production costs, scheduling challenges, and slightly declining ratings led NBC to cancel the series. Despite its conclusion, the show has maintained a lasting legacy, inspiring future detective dramas. Today, The Rockford Files is fondly remembered as one of the best detective shows of the decade, though its cancellation reflects the difficulties even successful series can face in a competitive television landscape. Neil Simon's classic play was adapted into a television sitcom with The Odd Couple, following the hilarious mismatched roommates Felix Unger and Oscar Madison. Initially, the show captivated audiences with its witty dialogue, impeccable comedic timing, and the contrast between Felix's fastidious nature and Oscar's sloppiness. While ratings were strong in the first few seasons,
Sing? I can't sing. I can't raise my voice anyway if I could sing. You sing quietly? You mean like Nat King?
Audience interest gradually waned as the novelty wore off and storylines became repetitive. CBS eventually canceled the series after 5 seasons. Despite its decline in viewership, The Odd Couple remains a beloved staple of 1970s television, influencing future roommate and buddy comedies, and continues to be remembered for its iconic character dynamics and sharp humor. When The Odd Couple concluded, could the Bob Newhart Show's psychologist-centered sitcom draw viewers successfully? Centered on psychologist Dr. Bob Hartley, The Bob Newhart Show combined intelligent humor, situational comedy, and quirky supporting characters to create a distinctive sitcom experience. Bob Newhart's dry, understated comedic style became the cornerstone of the series. while interactions with patients and his eccentric neighbors provided memorable laughs. The show was critically acclaimed and enjoyed steady popularity.
Yeah, mine too. Excuse me, Bob. They're playing our song.
Moonlight in Vermont.
Shall we trip the light fantastic?
No, let's just...
But by the 6th season, ratings began to decline, likely due to audience fatigue and competition from emerging programs. CBS canceled the series after 6 seasons. Today, the Bob Newhart Show is celebrated for its sophisticated comedy, character-driven storytelling, and enduring influence on workplace and therapy-centered sitcoms that followed in the 1970s and beyond. The DA was a short-lived legal drama that aired in 1971 on ABC, centering on the professional and personal life of Paul Ryan, a determined Los Angeles district attorney played by Robert Conrad. The series aimed to combine courtroom drama with crime solving.
Was there anything unusual about the grade or quality of this heroin?
Compound question, Your Honor.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
Highlighting the challenges faced by prosecutors in pursuing justice. Despite its strong premise and Conrad's committed performance, the DA struggled to attract viewers in a competitive television landscape dominated by popular sitcoms and action shows. Its scripts were criticized for being formulaic, and the pacing failed to captivate audiences. After a single season, ABC canceled the series, leaving it largely forgotten in television history, though it remains a curiosity for fans of early 1970s courtroom dramas. The Partridge Family combined music, comedy, and family dynamics, following the lives of a widowed mother and her 5 children as they toured the country in a colorful bus while performing as a pop band. The show gained a devoted fan base thanks to catchy songs like I Think I Love You.
You've given up and decided to ask them both to go steady, right?
Really funny. But I happen to have decided to come right out and tell them the truth, even though it might hurt their feelings.
And the charm of its cast, especially David Cassidy. However, by the 4th season, ratings began to drop, partly due to repetitive storylines and changing audience taste. ABC canceled the series after 4 seasons. Today, The Partridge Family is remembered nostalgically for its upbeat energy, iconic fashion, and influence on later musical sitcoms, even though it struggled to maintain longevity. Attempting to capitalize on the enduring popularity of the Brady Bunch, ABC launched The Brady Bunch Hour, a variety show featuring the original cast in musical and comedy sketches. Despite high production values and the novelty of seeing the beloved characters in new scenarios, the show failed to resonate with audiences. Critics cited forced humor, awkward performances,
Really?
Yeah. And in those days, one of the really great places for a guy to meet a chick
Yeah?
was at the roller rink.
and a lack of cohesion as reasons for its failure. Viewers quickly lost interest, and ABC canceled the series after just 1 season. Today, The Brady Bunch Hour is remembered as a curious experiment in 1970s television, often cited as a rare misstep for an otherwise successful franchise. Hosted by Chuck Barris, The Gong Show became a cult sensation by parodying traditional talent competitions, featuring bizarre acts and the iconic gong to eliminate performers. While the show initially captivated audiences with its outrageous humor, novelty, and unpredictability, ratings declined over time as the shock value diminished.
Food, which brings us to our next act. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Are you ready, Barney?
Network executives grew concerned about content and sustainability, leading to its cancellation after 3 seasons. Despite its short run, the show left a lasting imprint on television, influencing later talent competitions and comedic variety programming. Today, The Gong Show is remembered as a trailblazer in irreverent entertainment, celebrated for its chaotic spirit and for redefining what television audiences expected from talent shows. The Love Boat transported viewers to a glamorous cruise ship where passengers and crew experienced romantic entanglements, comedic situations, and heartfelt drama. Featuring a rotating ensemble cast of guest stars, the series became known for its feel-good storytelling and escapist appeal. While immensely popular in its early seasons, ratings gradually declined as the novelty wore off and competition increased.
Seems we missed quite a show last night. The whole ship's talking about it. Guess what the main feature of the entertainment was?
Tell me.
Would you believe...
ABC canceled the show after 9 seasons, concluding a notable run in 1980s television history. Today, The Love Boat is remembered nostalgically for its star-studded guest appearances, lighthearted charm, and contribution to the romantic comedy-drama genre, despite its eventual decline in viewership.